Spiritual food. What kind of food do we take in to our spirit, to our soul, to the heart and mind? What are you taking in? This heart and mind is alive, dynamic, changing, sensitive, always responding from one moment to the next with information coming in, sense experience coming in, sights, sounds, tastes, touch, smell, ideas coming in, communication coming in. And here's this being, this living being, taking it in, always sensitive, always in contact, this direct, immediate, inevitably intimate contact with life. Touching right up against the world, the environment around me, in each moment. I hear the sound of a far-off bird through the window. The sound touches the ear, and it makes a ripple through the mind. Rippling, a sense of joy, in this case, a sense of peace, a sense of coming back to the present moment. I hear my voice. I taste the flavors of toothpaste in my mouth from having just brushed my teeth. I feel cold on my legs, and I feel where my body is touching the chair, touching the ground, making contact with the world around me through the body. And then here's this mind, this heart and mind, this dynamic, changing, ephemeral presence. And what is it? I can't grasp it. I can't find my mind or my heart. Can't touch it. There's a body here. It's this presence of the heart and the mind. It's also taking things in, also making contact, feeling sensitive. Touching the world with the mind. And what do I feed this mind? What do I feed this heart every day? What choices do I make about the food that comes in? There's a quote of the Buddha that I want to find. Let me look it up real quick. Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace. There's different translations for this. It's from the Dhammapada. Another translation. Better than 1,000 useless words is one useful word, hearing which one attains peace. Better than 1,000. What is the value of a useful word touching the mind, touching the heart? What is the value of that? So precious. Better than an hour of rambling, nonsense, chatter, 1,000 hours. Could listen all day long to random chatter. What value do I get from that? And then hearing one word, one phrase. Personally, I love the words of the Buddha. I feel that contact with my heart, with the rippling through my body, through my soul. I hear someone playing bagpipes in the far-off distance. Bagpipes and bird calls, words of the Buddha. Coming in, letting it into the heart. It's a reminder. And it's the food that this heart and mind is built from. You are what you eat. And that's all this is. All this is built of the same stuff. In the same way this body is built of the dirt, the earth, the elements, cooked in the sun, spread across the universe, carbon and oxygen. These elements come together, form a body. The same way, these ideas, not my ideas, I didn't think these things first. Even the language I'm using, this language of English words, where did this come from? I didn't invent it. These inputs come in, and then outputs come out as these words come out of my mouth, and they touch your heart and mind. And as I say that, I'm reminded of a responsibility with my words. A responsibility that what I say is going to touch you, going to make contact with you, with your heart and mind. And so it's worth bringing a sense of care and sincerity. So you are what you eat. This inputs come in to this body, to this mind, and they form the base elements by which everything grows from there. If I take in a lot of input from the news, current events, and politics, and things happening in the world, those inputs, and then they spiral outward into ideas and thoughts, and grows and grows and grows. If I take in words of the Buddha, this may still the mind and brings me back into my meditation practice, into the silence within myself. If I take in the sweet words of a close friend or close relationship, then it may feel a warmth that kind of grows, a sense of love and connection. And there's a vulnerability to it, this vulnerability of being somewhat at the whim of nature, of my environment. Similar vulnerability of needing food every day to survive. A dependency, like an interdependence, not necessarily like a codependent, needy, but there is a dependence. I'm dependent on these mental and spiritual input. Because that's all there is this machine-like structure of cause and effect, inputs and outputs. Still, like, beautifully human, all of us, you, warm, human, alive, and yet also sort of robotic in that sense of responding, cause and effect, cause and effect. Constant flow. And I think there's a tendency for perhaps some arrogance, thinking that there's a me that can control this experience. I can control my mind and my outputs and my thoughts and what I say and my actions, and be completely unaffected by the world that's impacting me. Wouldn't that be nice, I suppose, in some sort of dream world? Wouldn't that be nice if I could just say, no, I'm going to be happy, like pushing a button all the time. Happy. Yay! But I suppose that's more of a fantasy, kind of nice. And in a way, it lacks the richness of actual human experience. Spiritual food. Food for the heart. May these words bring you peace. May these words nourish your spirit, your heart, and your mind. May you have wisdom in the choices you make and the food you ingest. Until next time.